This podcast is a proud member of the UUOP network.
This is episode 713 of the unofficial Universal Orlando podcast for May 6th, 2026. It's that time of the week again. I'm here, I'm Tracy, and I'm here with Lee and Michelle. But no Chris.
Yeah, Michelle's still driving back from Orlando from like a month ago.
Still.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a really long drive, guys.
Mm-hmm. So long, you had to stop off and see BTS, so now we're not talking, obviously.
I know.
Yeah.
The last time I got sidetracked in Tampa when I found out BTS was coming, so this time I'm driving back from Tampa.
That's fair.
Yeah. No Chris. He's a bit bogged down this week, so we're just going to crack on, rating them each on 4 different areas.
Those areas are the rides,
The shows and live entertainment, which includes meet and greets and walk around characters, food and drink,
and ambience, which is everything else. Theming, music, details, lighting, nighttime and daytime atmosphere, and anything else we feel fits into that bracket.
Okay.
Cool.
To clarify, we'll be rating each area out of 10. Not 5, 10.
Yeah, I did think about doing 5, but 10 gives us a little bit more scope because I feel like these are going to be relatively close.
Okay. And we are discussing Dark Universe this week. So let's kick off with rides. Lee.
This is. I think this is probably going to be the most divisive area that we're focusing on because obviously some areas have more rides than others. But Dark Universe, it's such a tough one because for me, Monsters Unchained is arguably the best ride in. Let's change that. Arguably the best ride on property. I'm even going to go as far as to say that it is nigh on a perfect attraction.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's the best ride on ever, like of anywhere, of any theme parks ever.
I mean, I haven't ridden every ride in every theme park ever, so I can't say
That's okay.
that. But
I don't have to.
it is phenomenal from start to finish. I mean, my jaw dropped the first time we rode it. And then Curse of the Werewolf is good. I like it a lot.
Yeah, which is a surprise to you.
But it's Michelle summed it up the first time we rode it, where it stopped and she's like, is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And with Monsters Unchained having such a high capacity that it's never more than about a 25, 30 minute wait, yet this thing has really low capacity.
Which is shocking.
So even on a unless you're riding it in the first hour of the day, maybe the last hour of the day, prepared to wait 45 minutes for what is essentially a 45-second ride. But I do like it. We're not rating it on whether it's worth waiting for or whatever. The ride itself, I do really like. It is just too short, and I think it's got to lose points for that. So I think overall the rides in Darkmoor, I'm going to give a 7.
Oh. Okay. Michelle.
Okay. So you already heard my opinion of Dark Universe. I don't know how much more I can say about it. It's the best ride ever. Like, no, I haven't done all the rides in all the places, but I don't feel like I have to. I just don't think that there's anything that would ever top this. And it might be just my bias because I love Universal Monsters so much. Who knows? But like the system itself is perfect. Like you said, it's a fast load, which is awesome because it's my favorite ride. And I don't feel like I'm ever going to find a point where I'm like, oh, the wait's way too long, I'm not going to wait for that. Like I feel at Hagrid's, right?
No.
Which is awesome. And it's not because it's not a popular ride. It's just because they really designed it really well. It's a fast load. It's a people eater. And that's awesome. The animatronics always work great. It's beautiful the way they've incorporated the screens in such a way that I don't feel like I'm looking at screens. It's just awesome. The castle, Darkmoor Castle, is incredible. I don't know. It's just going to be hard to ever top that experience for me. And then, around the corner, we've got Curse of the Werewolf, which, yes, initially my response was, is it over? Wow. But part of that was because I was having so much fun on it that I didn't expect it to end so abruptly because I was like in the moment, right? I'm like, This is awesome. I'm screaming. I'm laughing. There's some cool werewolves inside that you don't
rarely get to see unless you're really, really looking hard.
Mm-hmm.
They're like there, right? That's one of those things of they didn't have to do it, but they did it.
That's
exactly.
true.
Yeah.
And it's different every time because of the way it spins.
Yes.
So it's got like the awesome rewritability factor as well. I don't know. Sorry, guys. I'm going to have to give it a 10 out of 10 just because I love both of those experiences so incredibly much.
Okay.
So 10.
Wow.
Okay.
I feel like there's a bit of bias there.
I mean, there may be. I don't know. But I do genuinely love those rides. Like, I really do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, agreeing with everything that's been said so far, Monster Unchained is... it doesn't matter how many times I've been on it. Every time I go on, it's still mind-blowing. It's nigh on perfect because that whole queue line, you're entertained the whole way. There's something new to... I'm certain we've already just scratched the surface of stuff that we've seen in there.
Yep.
And we've photographed that queue to within an inch of its life.
I'm not kidding when I say I think I took 350 photographs of that whole queue alone.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah. It's literally from stepping through the gates of Darkmoor itself and walking up to it.
We're not talking about that.
No. I'm just saying, you're walking towards that ride. You're already becoming immersed in that ride, is what I'm saying.
Yep. Yeah.
And then you go through the queue, and then, like we say, it's a people eater. It is an absolute game changer when it comes to loading. It's fantastic. It does make me wonder why a very similar loading system for another ride does not load that quickly, but that's a different show. And
I don't know which one she's talking
Forbidden
about.
Journey.
Forbidden Journey never has anyone on it, so it does load that quickly. It's Hagrid's the one that has a very similar load that doesn't load that quickly.
Forbidden Journey with the benches that are literally constantly moving.
Yeah, but that's not a slow loader, not like Hagrid.
Are you
Hagrid's
kidding?
is way
I've stood
worse.
still for more than 10 minutes at a time in that line. Multiple times in that line.
10 years
Forbidden
ago,
Journey
maybe.
does quite often have a high wait time, actually.
I love this ride. I love the animatronics. I love the feeling I get while I'm on it. I love the feeling I carry with me when I've been on it. So that portion, just go with me with this. That portion of it is getting a 10. So across the way, we have Curse the Werewolf, which I love. I love anything that spins. I like all of the theming. What I don't like is how short it is. The fact I can't get the bugger to spin as much as I want it to.
Oh, and there's been things trying to devise to get things
we've tried
to
weight
spin to make
distribution
me
and everything.
sick.
You know, it's you just get settled into that ride and it's over. And it's such a shame. And then that Malaven mannequin at the end, I hate it. It should have movement.
Something.
Just something.
Even do you know what? A screen would be better there.
I agree. Anyway, so that one gets an 8. So the average then for me for this is a 9.
Okay.
Yep, fair.
Wow. I feel really bad now.
Look, I like Curse of the Werewolf so much, I actually bought a bag.
I'm also going to say the fact that this only has 2 rides in it, because that's that's got to come into play. The fact that it only has 2 rides in the world,
I think
makes a big difference.
Something extra.
I gave this an 8. Monsters Unchained is a perfect blend of physical sets and screens. They also packed so much into this ride in a good way. The story is also fantastic as it honors classic monsters and pushes the narrative into a new direction. Curse of the Werewolf. I rated this lower as the theming is just not there and the ride is way too short. By the time you really start to enjoy it, it's over. That's what she said.
Thank you, Chris.
Yo deseo ir a México.
Where can our vacation wizards take you? Just tap the port key at portkeyvacations.com and let the magic begin.
Okay. Next up, we have shows and live entertainment. Michelle, would you like to go first?
Yes, please. Shows and entertainment at Darkmoor. So there's not a show, like a actual sit down show or anything in that area. However, there are a lot of character interactions. I guess they're all technically scheduled. We just don't know what that schedule is as, just normal park goers. To me, it feels like they just kind of pop up out of nowhere, which is always a fun surprise. I love the bride and Frank meet and greet. That's perfect. Like the location, the way that they've made it so that when they're about to come out, the door like glows green and there's fog. I don't know. It's a really cool experience. And then like Igor and the Invisible Man are both a lot of fun. I mean, even just the townspeople, like the ones that are playing instruments and stuff. Yeah. Very cool. The Burning Blade Tavern, I guess we can kind of incorporate that into this when it's working well. It's beautiful. The lighting effects, like when the lightning lights up on Darkmoor, the electricity, very cool, especially at night. Like all of this is much, much better at night, in my opinion. But I guess because of lack of like an actual show. But then again, like there's only 2 areas that have shows. I mean, I'm entertained. I mean, I guess that's all we're counting on is whether or not I'm entertained, not whether the rest of the world is entertained. I think I will give it a. Blah, 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 blah. This is hard.
It's not meant to be easy.
That's what she said.
I'll give it a 7.
Ali got it. We always guess what you're gonna rate things. Me next. Dartmoor has some of my favourite interactions that are available in the whole park. The characters, like the actors, really lean into their characters. Igor is just MVP.
Yes.
Instagram and I'm sure TikTok, I'm not in it, but I'm sure that it's full of people's interactions and it's just fantastic. I mean, we had a great one, didn't we, when we were last there with the person with the ECV.
Oh, God, and he was doing like the bleep swearing. That was hilarious.
And he's... Well, all of the people who play Igor are so quick on their feet.
There's one very specifically, though.
Yeah.
I
haven't actually... I've seen the Invisible Man. Well, I haven't seen the Invisible Man, but I've seen the Invisible Man. But I haven't interacted with him. I don't feel like I know enough to have a good interaction, if that makes sense. So I get a bit anxious around... Not anxious, but yeah. We haven't met Frank and the bride yet. But what I've seen is they are just phenomenal and really good at tailoring the interaction to the person as well.
Yeah.
My favourites have to be the hounds in the Burning Blade because we've had some brilliant interactions in there. And if you play along with them as well, you get so much more. And Lee's one of the biggest fools going, so he really plays along. One of the guys who plays the violin is one of my favourite things ever. And he really tells a good story as well.
Yeah, I actually just posted that video on our YouTube a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah. And what I like about him as opposed to the other ones is he makes eye contact with everybody who's there, so everybody feels involved. So I always have a good time when I see like this, I guess you could call it streetmosphere and things.
Yeah.
In fact, I think I would feel cheated if I didn't get any of it. It's quite important to me for the experience in there. So I am going with... I think I'm going to give it an 8.
Oh, you got more than me? Wow.
Okay.
Chris. AI Chris.
I gave this an 8. I feel like there needs to be more street entertainment or a show. I remember there originally being plans for a stage show, but that is neither here nor there. With that, the reason why my ranking is so high is cause the entertainment that is there is outstanding. Igor literally should have his own show or Horror Nights element, with how good he is. His improv is also out of hand. The one time we met Frank and Bride, they were hilarious and really quick-witted. Definitely worth the wait.
Thanks, AI Chris. No, that's what she said on the end, because it still would have worked. Okay, Lee.
I feel like I'm going to be less forgiving than you guys. Because we are rating this on shows and live entertainment. Mm-hmm. And the fact that there isn't a show in there has obviously got to knock it some points down. yes, Igor is amazing. And I do worry with the amount of influences we see in his face all the time.
It worries me.
That he's going to go the way of Art from Horror Nights last year, which we're nearly a year in and he's still out and about enough. The violinists are few and far between. They're awesome when you catch them.
Yeah. I would like to say, though, that is a show. They are telling you a story. They are entertaining you.
When I'm talking about shows, I'm talking about a sit-down show.
Okay.
The Invisible Man's cool for Ambience, but he's not really like a meet and greet character, and he doesn't do an awful lot when I've seen bits of him in there, but he's still cool. I like him there. I would love to see the Wolfman in there.
Yeah.
That would be so much cooler, because he is arguably my favourite. And it's weird how Dracula doesn't have a presence.
Yeah. Well, I guess that, but Victoria Frankenstein's trying to...
I mean, she should have a presence as well, to be fair.
Yeah.
Like, that's really weird that she doesn't have a presence in there.
I think it might be coming.
There's a lot of... Tracy and I have talked a lot about characters in Epic Universe, and there's one very glaring one that we talked about last week. Yeah, we haven't done the Bride and Frankenstein meet and greet, but what I've seen is pretty cool, yeah. I don't know, it's tough. The hounds are awesome. Yeah, I will give it... Like, what is there is awesome. I just wish there was more, and I would like to see something... I think Maddie's talked about it on Russia Fear before. There was a certain... one of the scare zones from a couple of years ago, I can't remember which one it was, over in San Francisco, she said, where they just had like random... It was... Megan was there and the grabber and stuff like that, and they had like every hour or so long, they had this big thing where they all came together and then did like a scrum, and then all... I would love to see something like that, where like the bell starts ringing and all the monsters come out, and then just... I don't know, it feels like it needs a little more life. And you really shouldn't see them during the day at all. Kind of. Maybe the Bride and Frankenstein.
That's why you don't see Dracula.
Well, then he should be out at night.
Maybe he's just a bat.
The hounds are awesome. Like, we've had such good experience. The fact we kind of know one has helped us have an interaction with him.
Yeah.
But then also helped an interaction with another one as well.
Yes, that follow-on was great.
Which worked out really well. So what is there is awesome. I kind of... Like I said with Hogsmeade, I wish there was more... So I want Hogsmeade to feel like an actual wizarding village, and it doesn't. I kind of feel like this could be the same. But again, it's... You've seen how Igor is. It's difficult. I'm going to give it a 6, because I like what's there. I just wish there was more.
Okay.
Sorry, guys.
So you should be. Terrible. Okay. Move on from the sting of that. Our penultimate area is food and drink.
Interesting.
Yes. So I'm going to start this off. I need to return to... Well, I've forgotten what it's called.
It's called Das Steakhouse.
Das Steakhouse. That's the place. I need to return there because...
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, that wasn't the best experience, and my anxiety completely pinged, and I was trying very hard not to get upset.
To be fair, it spoilt my experience there as well. I'm not blaming you.
No. The staff, that was terrible, you know... When you can't get hold of anybody, and
I spent 5 minutes, literally 5 minutes, walking around trying to find a person.
Yes, Anyway,
but to be fair to them, the park was about to close, and like I think everybody was in the closing up of the restaurant kind of mindset.
But that still shouldn't. It doesn't matter what time it is. If you're a restaurant and you're open, you should be available.
That's true.
Especially on opening day.
And also especially for allergens.
Yeah.
You know. But
we have been in there twice, but we didn't get food the first time.
No. It's gorgeous in there. I love it in there. That was a disappointment. But it hasn't put me off going back. So I can't really talk too much about that. What everybody else had looked great. What else have we got? So we have... What is the little hut called?
DeLacy's Cottage.
DeLacy's Cottage. That's great. It's slow. It's very slow. And they don't always... Yeah, sometimes you have to wait for things like pretzels to be made because they're not... I mean, I don't know now. It's a year later. They weren't too hot on keeping up with demand. It was only
the media event that we couldn't get one, because I went and got one for breakfast when we were there with Becky, John and Grace and Brie, and they had plenty going on. Okay. It was only that media, which, to be fair, media day is weird and you haven't got enough.
Well, yeah, you know... Anyway, so you can probably tell I'm walking around the area. Then we have the Burning Blade, which I have loved everything we've eaten in there. And we've eaten some weird stuff in there. What were those coal balls called?
The cheddar coal... I don't know. burnt cheddar bites or something.
Yeah, like burnt cheddar. Yeah.
Yeah. Didn't they make you black or something?
I don't know. I don't remember. I wasn't looking at the
apparently
end of
that's what they do to you. But we got that, and we got the garlic steak, and the garlic steak was not correct.
Well, it didn't look like everyone else's.
No, they missed half the ingredients off. But it was the dip from the cheddar balls that we used with the steak, wasn't it? And that was a great combination. They have great beers. They have the Monarcane.
That's not a beer.
I wasn't naming the beers. They've got great beers. They have the Monarcane. That's great.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, this is a difficult one because I can't really rate it.
You have to.
No, I can't.
As of right now,
I can't rate it. Kind of including a sit down fully because I haven't had that experience.
But
fully.
you have.
I haven't had it fully because I haven't.
You
been
have
able
had
to
that
eat.
experience, therefore you can rate it.
Explain how it was fully because I didn't get to finish a meal in there.
You had your experience. That's how it was. That's what we're rating it on.
Rate it on what you know as of right now. We'll probably do this again someday because
that's true.
Absolutely.
The land is going to expand.
Yeah.
You see, the Burning Blade for me, that's a place that I would go every time, even if it was just for a snack. I would like to go in there and have something every single time. Or just for a beer. I'm always down for a beer in the Burning Blade.
We've been in there a lot.
We have. Those...
Oh, those cinnamon bites.
Cinnamon bites, holy
Delacey's,
crap.
yeah, they're amazing.
Don't ever make me share them again.
They were free as well,
great.
which is in Sorry, everyone.
I am going to rate food and drink as a 6, but expecting it to go up with future visits, if that makes sense. Right, AI Chris, what have you got to say?
I gave this an 6. The only real thing I will praise are the bars they have. Fantastic theming and a windmill on fire, what's not to like? Drinks were good. The reason for my score being so low is due to the food I've had there. Haven't liked much, yet.
Okay, 2 6s. Lee?
So I kind of agree with a lot what's been said. Like I say, I didn't get to... So we'll start off with that steakhouse. So Tracy and I actually went in on media day and kind of bottled it because we were told it was all free. So we put a massive order in, and then it came up with a bill of like $160. And I'm like, and I kind of panicked thinking, like, is this actually free? Because if it's not, I don't really want to spend $160.
Yeah, it wasn't fully explained to us, was it? Newbies to this.
So we only ended up with a Monarcane in there, which I love that Monarcane so much. What I like, we'll talk about it about Epic Universe as a whole. There are so many non-alcoholic drink options that aren't just bog standard soda or whatever in, and I love that. For someone that doesn't mind a drink every now and again, but most of the time doesn't, there's some awesome options.
I'm pleased about that.
Yeah.
So because of Tracy's experience, it kind of it made my experience not great. It did, because I was like, because you then were off and not eating.
Well, it was more.
I know what you're like.
It was everybody else,
yeah.
and I hate attention on me, especially when I'm eating.
So I never really got to focus on what I was eating. The place is amazing, and it's definitely somewhere I want to go back. But from our experience we've had so far, that's got to knock it down a point or two overall. DeLacy's Cottage, for what it is awesome. Those Frankenstein pretzels are. I love a themed pretzel. The Shrek ones over in DreamWorks Land are awesome. Those Frankenstein are the perfect breakfast food. To be fair, the cinnamon bites are amazing. The Burning Blade is, for me, that's the centerpiece food and drink place for all that steakhouse should be. It's not. The Burning Blade is the centerpiece of Dark Universe. It's one issue with it. It's too bloody small. It is. There's not enough seating at all.
It is very small.
Also, the ordering system's a bit weird. You order inside and go outside.
Yeah, the food ordering is very weird. Because they can't serve you food at the bar. That's what it is. So that's why you have to go to the pickup window. It's very strange. But yeah, the ambience in there is so cool. And that's why it's such a shame that it's such a small... Because there's not really anywhere to sit either. If you don't get on that table at the side, you're stood up, which you're in a theme park all day long. You want to... places like that are supposed to be where you can sit down and chill out for a bit. But I guess they don't... Because it's so small, they don't want people hanging out in there for a long time. We have crashed somebody else's table. Yeah, and they were really canny, actually. Yeah. The garlic steak was great. Those cheddar bites were awesome. Again, I'm not a big drinker, but you really like the Reaper's Revenge or the Reaper's Reserve, whatever it's called. Yeah. Chris has said that stuff in there. So overall, it's from my experience, the stuff isn't bad,
We've had worse.
but it's not great overall. Again, that's just from our current experience. So it's tough, isn't it? I think
it's
I'm
quite
going to
hard,
give
this
it
one.
a 5, because 5's all right. 5's in the middle of the road, and it can go either way. So I'm going to give it a 5.
Okay, that's fair. Michelle.
All right. So I also have fairly limited experience with the food here and the drinks. Drink wise, I think I've only had the Monocaine. Food, I enjoyed my meal at Das Steakhouse when we went.
What did you have, Michelle?
Yeah, I got that burger that had like the black bun. I don't remember what it's called, but my food was really, really freaking good. And I love the atmosphere of that restaurant. Like it was super cool. I do wish that it was, instead of more quick servicey, I wish it was like a full blown sit down restaurant, like with menus that, you know, like where the waiters are interacting with us and in character. Like I really think that would have been an awesome experience.
Yeah,
but,
to be fair, that's kind of what they promised us when they announced all of this. It was supposed to be all the vampire familiars, wasn't it? So the Hounds was like the vampire hunters, and Das Steakhouse was supposed to be the familiars, and it never ended up. Whether that's something that's going to come along down the line, I hope, because I agree, it should be that.
Right. I mean, the people that were like, because they still bring you food. It's just like all the other quick services where you order from your table and they bring it out to you. And the people that did interact did have kind of that creepy, like haunted mansion type vibe about them, which was cool. And the decor and everything was awesome. The other options, the Burning Blade Tavern, I agree completely. Like that's a really cool experience. I end up going in there every time. I don't always get drinks though, because they're kind of pricey. But I also don't like that there's nowhere to sit, because like you said, like you want to, when you go to grab a drink, you want to like take a rest for a little bit and cool off. And there's like never anywhere to sit in there. And it is very tiny. And I actually have not ordered any food in there because of the awkward ordering system. Okay. So that being said, as it stands right now, I'm also going to give it a 5.
Okay.
Because there's just not, I mean, again, I like Das Steakhouse. I would go in there and eat regularly, but because Blue Dragon's literally right next door.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
It's hard for me to choose Das Steakhouse over Blue Dragon at this point. So yeah, I'm going to give it a 5.
No, and that's the beauty of hopefully going multiple more times. You get to, like, how many restaurants have we been? Look at Cowfish as the prime example.
Yeah.
We hated that place with a passion the first time we went. It was horrendous, and it's now arguably one of our favourite places on City Walk.
Yeah.
Exactly.
UUOP is brought to you by the Producers Club. Join today and get bonus episodes, the chance to be a guest host, birthday shoutouts on air, be part of our awesome Facebook community, and more. Head over to uuop.supercast.com to subscribe. Shameless plug.
So, our final area is ambience.
Now, as I explained this at the beginning, it's literally everything else that doesn't come under the banner of what we've said so far.
So miscellaneous is more like
basically.
Okay.
Like mainly like theming, music, like attention to detail. What was the when we did the Blue Loop article, what was the thing they talked about in there where they put stuff in that they didn't have to? What was the term they used?
Oh yeah.
It was that. That's a lot of, I can't remember what it was now. But anyway.
I can't either, but I know what you're talking about.
That thing.
Well, AI Chris, kick us off.
I gave this a 7. During the day, Darkmoor doesn't have a whole lot going for it. This place truly shines at night though. The manor and everything being so dark is such a vibe. I feel like adding some more entertainment would help fix the daytime vibe.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Lee.
See, I do agree with a lot of what Chris has said on this. I think, like, during the day, Darkmoor, it is what it's meant to be. It's very well themed to the world that it's supposed to be representing. That being said, it's not particularly exciting. And especially with the world, everyone, it's a world, not a land. Being so small, because it is small and it feels small as well. I don't think that helps. That being said, once the sun goes down, that place feels like Halloween Horror Nights.
Oh, yeah.
Like every Halloween Horror Nights fan is like, oh, I am home. It's amazing. Yep. Amazing. And the fact that you've got like all the electricity from all the buildings that collects into the manor. That's awesome. And then the bell ringing every now and again, and the red glow and this like fog coming out of that well at the front. It's got so much more of a vibe at night. And like Tracy said a few times, if you catch it just after it's rained, it feels even better. But be careful, because it is very slippy. We did
I was just
kind of witness someone who took a tumble in there when we were over. Can't remember when it was, actually. It might have been May. It was. We were meeting up with Guy and Dawn, weren't we?
Yeah.
But just like looking at everything else, the attention to detail, there are so many Easter eggs in there that we probably haven't seen. I mean, the biggest one, obviously, that everybody knows is as you walk up to Curse of the Werewolf, the human footprints in the concrete
I love that.
turn into wolf footprints, and that's awesome. And there's probably so many more things like that. We'll wrap shopping in it. The shops are all right, to be fair. They're okay. Michelle, you'll be able to talk more about the monster makeup experience, but again, that's pretty cool. We could have had it done, but it felt like a waste.
The time was so limited. That was the problem.
Yeah, it's one of those that I can't give it too high a rating because it is such a different world, night and day. It is night and day. I think I'm going to give it a 6.
Okay.
Sorry, guys.
Okay. Michelle.
So everything else is a lot to me. From the moment you walk through the portal, like the portal is my favorite portal. It's beautiful. The purple, the electricity, the fog, walking in and seeing like gravestones. That's my vibe. So yes, I'm biased, but to me, all of the rest of that stuff, what we're calling this category, is what makes this world so perfect. I love all those details. I love how when you're on the Celestial Park side of the portal, the flowers are alive.
Yes.
When you
That's
pass
one of my
through the portal,
That's a good
the
one,
flowers
yeah.
and plants are dead. I love the fog coming out of random places. I love that I can stand in a coffin and have my picture taken. I love the gift shops. The gift shops in Darkmoor are my favorite. It is where I spend most of my money when I go to anywhere on Universal property. I believe it has overtaken the Harry Potter
Wow,
stuff
bloody hell.
financially for me. The monster makeup experience was fabulous. I didn't feel weird being an adult in there getting my makeup done.
Good.
Right, because like you go to Disney, for instance, and you're not even, as an adult, you're not even allowed to do the bibbidi bobbidi boutique, right? Like if I want to be a princess, I can be a freaking princess.
Exactly.
But not over there. But at Epic, I want to be a monster, I can be a monster. And it's great. Like the whole vibe inside that experience was awesome. The way that the team members in that area have a little bit of edge to them is cool to me. The way that world transforms from day to night is amazing. Like I love it so much during the day with the energy. To me, the daytime feels like the village is alive. Like I feel like I see that, the more of hustle and bustle of like a village during the day. And then at night, I don't know why my experiences at night, it hasn't been very crowded in there at all. But it just feels spookier, which is how it's supposed to be. Yeah. Like all the villagers have gone to bed because that's when the monsters come out, and Terrific Dare kind of a vibe, which is perfect. So in case you couldn't tell, I'm going to give it a 10.
Wow. Wow.
I am not surprised at all.
Yep. I just don't think it could be any more perfect.
Gee, wow, okay.
It could be bigger. Like they can add more, of course. They can make an entire theme park based around this, in my opinion, and I'd be happy.
Oh, and it probably will be at some point.
Yeah.
Well, not a whole theme park, but
that would be nice.
Bigger, yeah.
My turn. Okay, so yes, I hear everything that's being said. Yeah, we have quite the difference in scores here. I think that the boys are being a bit harsh on it during the day.
Me too. I don't know why.
I love the fact that you've got that absolute difference between night and day, because like you say, Michelle, you go from a daytime safe village where people are going about their business to basically the sun goes down, the shutters come up, and, you know, beware of what's rustling in the bushes.
But you're only going to get that if you're a guest who goes in the morning and then goes back on a night. Not everybody will do that.
Well, more fool
Well, who cares? I'm not everybody
exactly.
rating this.
We
it's
do
me
that.
rating this.
Exactly. I love the fact that you do hear all the noises and things during the day, but when the sun goes down, you're hearing the same noises, but because your senses are heightened, you hear the bats more clearly in the trees. You hear the rats rustling in. I mean, I hope it's just something that's like animatronically wiggling about, not actual rats running about in the undergrowth. And night and day both bring so much to the ambience.
Yeah.
You know, and like all little things you've mentioned, you know, like footprints that change and like the little graveyard and looking for little Easter eggs in there, standing in a coffin. Michelle, you talk about the flowers inside and out. That is one of my favourite things.
Yeah, I'd
completely. The little
that.
The kind of, it's like either a crypt or a whatever it is, or a dungeony thing. As you walk in, if you go and stand, you can hear voices from whoever's down in there, and they're things that people miss. And I'm pretty sure that as you progress through the land, you're being told an entire story. I just haven't quite found the right route to get the right order yet.
Yeah, there's a whole story around that fountain too that I actually have it videoed from the VIP tour that I did opening weekend that I need to go back and rewatch and tell everybody what that story is. But off the top of my head, I don't remember.
Just before someone jumps that on Michelle, that is a well, not a fountain, but okay.
Oh yeah.
I just don't want people going, it's a bloody well, not a fountain, woman.
Look, we're deep in the conversation. It's, I mean, even down to things like, I don't know whether I don't think I'd noticed it before, but watching, I can't remember whose vlog it was, and they pointed out the buildings, like Das Steakhouse side. One of the buildings is a coffin.
Yeah, it's the one, if you're...
It's between...
Das Steakhouse is
on the right.
To your right. And it's like facing you if you're stood with Das Steakhouse
it's more or less
on your right.
where the Invisible Man likes to stand.
Yeah, yeah.
And little things that people miss like that, and I did, that all really plays into it for me. And night or day, I love the vibe. So I can't quite go as high as a 10 because I would like to see more. I'd like to see more villagers, and
that doesn't come under this. That's
but
live entertainment.
But that adds to the overall ambience. I'd like to see just people like we would like to see in Hogsmeade. I'd like to see people who don't interact. They're just scurrying from one building to another. They just look mysterious. Things like that would really amp that up. So, for that... Oh, it's difficult because he won't allow us to have halves. Nope, he's mean.
He's a mean wretch.
I know. I'm going to go... And... I'm going with an 8, but expecting that to... when we come back to this, I'm expecting it to be higher.
Well, it will do when we get the rest of the world when
That's what I'm
it's
thinking.
Supposed to be, but we're not ranking the world as it's going to be in 10 years' time. We're rating it as it is now.
Yes, that's true. So, that gives Dark Universe a total rating of, and this feels ridiculously low, 116 out of 160. I'm blaming the boys for that.
Very low.
Yeah, we're blaming the boys.
I know. This is why I wanted to do this for the anniversary rather than just rank the world or whatever and break it down, because I still don't feel like we've had enough experience of this park as a whole to really start like ranking everything properly. So we do it this way because it's subjective. Individually.
So we're talking that every anniversary we revisit?
I don't know whether I can wait another year to do a ranking episode for Epic, but we'll see what happens.
I think we need to have another trip before we can rank it again, to be fair.
Well, then it will maybe
so
it will be a year
time then. But then again, if we're going to do that, shouldn't we do anniversary ones for the other two parks?
I tell you what, I am devastated at. It would have been nice to have been over there for the 22nd of May this year. Would have been awesome.
Well, if you'd just got a second job.
Get a first one.
I'm trying. If anybody wants to hire me, please just call me. Anyway.
She's made herself overqualified.
Oh, that's the problem.
Yeah, overqualified and too old, apparently. Anyway, we have some Producers Club birthdays before we wrap up.
We do, because we're not doing new shows, so we've got to fit them in somewhere.
We do. So our demand is every one of these people with the birthdays, you do your own rankings and record them and send them in.
I thought you were going to say, get me a job. Scott Stempensky, give me a job.
Hang on, I could end up actually getting a job here. Like, calm down a bit. Don't know, I'm going to fit a job in. Anyway, birthdays. We are going to start off on May the 15th with Scott Stempinski's birthday. Happy birthday, Scott.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
And on May 16th, it's Martin Malone's birthday. Happy birthday, Martin.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
The next day, on the 17th, is Kendra McPherson's birthday. Happy birthday, Kendra.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
And on the 19th, it's Kirby Baker's birthday. Happy birthday, Kirby.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
That one always makes me laugh. Then the 20th, it's Patrick Hopkins' birthday. Happy birthday, Patrick.
You want the proper Chris one, do you? Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
And on the 21st, I just realised we have no birthday twins. On the 21st, we have Ryan Hunt's birthday. Happy birthday, Ryan!
Feliz cumpleaños.
Happy birthday.
I have a hug for you next time we see you. And yeah. On the 22nd, we have Jeremiah Chapman's birthday. Happy birthday, Jeremiah!
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
And on the
On the anniversary, by the way.
Oh, nice one, Jeremiah. You must have known when you were born that this was going to happen eventually. And on the 24th, last but by no means least, it's Armand Thompson's birthday. Happy birthday, Armand!
Happy birthday.
Birthday.
So,
And he was in the Epic Universe video thing, the documentary thing, wasn't it? 'Cause
Yes,
he
he
spotted himself
was.
on it. Look at all the connections.
oh, he's famous. He can get me a job. So, wishing you all a very, very happy birthday and lots and lots and lots of cake. Yay!
Yay.
So I guess that's it for this one, eh? Yeah, that's going to wrap up the podcast, and we move another week closer to the anniversary of the opening of Epic Universe. Don't forget to send in your recordings of you trying the 3 cones Epic Universe's Isle of Burke. All 3, 1 in each hand, remember. And that's for this year's segment, Which Cone Makes You Moan? I want you to rate each one out of 5 and send those recordings to podcast@uuopodcast.com. We'll be back next week as we rate Isle of Burke. So we'll see you then.
That's the end of another Stella episode of UUOP. Use the Flu Network to give you access to us on Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, TikTok, and Pinterest. Just search UUO Podcast. And check out our blog at uuopodcast.com for everything else. Send your owls to us at podcast@uuopodcast.com. And if you want to join the Producers Club, jump down the warp pipe at uuop.supercast.com. It's alive on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and everywhere else that podcasts are found. So please subscribe, rate, and review wherever you can. Dragons aren't the only way to get around. Email Michelle at portkeyvacations.com. She can take care of all aspects of your next Universal Orlando vacation. Listen to them, the children of the night, the children of the UUOP network. Rush of Fear Halloween Horror Nights podcast, the theme park duo for all your West Coast news and info. The Taste of Universal, Universal Orlando Food Podcast. Portkey Passport, an adult-centric Disney podcast. The Unofficial Universal Great Britain Podcast. Big Dumb Stuff, our comedy, pop culture, and themed entertainment podcast. Theme Park Throwdown, a weekly battle between your favorite theme parks. And the Fudge Factor YouTube channel, helping you plan your best Universal Orlando vacation. Make sure to subscribe and come back next week, because in the end, it turns out all we needed was a little more of this.